Hey, what's up y'all? It's Dr. Paul with a comic book haul video. I got a little trip into Florida to visit with my in-laws over the holidays, and I took the opportunity to step into a few comic shops while I was there and wanted to share what I picked with you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I have over 40 years experience collecting comics, and I share my experience and passion for comic book collecting, investing, and conservation here on the channel, Liberty Hill Comics. If you enjoy this video, please hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, tell a friend about the channel, subscribe if you haven't already. The first shop that I stopped at was called Cloak and Dagger Comics, and it's in Ormond Beach, Florida. If you're in the Daytona Beach area, it's definitely worth a visit. The staff were super friendly and actually deep knowledgeable, and they have a large selection of back issues. It's clean, it's well lit, well organized. They have gaming there as well, so it's probably a good place for Friday Night Magic while you're on vacation, if that's your cup of tea. In addition to about 50 long boxes of back issues, there were about 20 long boxes of dollar bin books. Great to bring kids and have them grab stuff to read. The back issues and long boxes were limited from the oldest books were about Bronze Age up through mostly moderns, with only a very few Silver Age books. There were no wall books above a few $100s. So if you're into Silver Age keys or Golden Age books, this is not the shop for you. But for everyone else, I highly recommend a visit. I thought the back issues were a bit overpriced, but with the market whipsaw that we've seen in the last 2 years, I'm sure it's nearly impossible for a shop to keep 50 long boxes of books correctly priced to the current market conditions. So that's totally understandable. They had a 50% off all comics under $10, including the dollar bins, and 20% off comics over $10. So I was able to find a few books that I thought were pretty good deals. So let's start with my dollar bin books. First up is this Superboy number 13 from January 1995, written by Kessel with this really great grommet and hazelwood cover. I really love this Suicide Squad team cover. This book is the second full appearance of King Shark. It's the second cover appearance of King Shark, and it's his first appearance as a member of the Suicide Squad. This was consistently going for $6 to $8 going into the hype of the last Suicide Squad movie, and even popping sometimes higher. I'm happy to grab a copy here for 50 cents. This is the direct edition, but there is a newsstand, and there's even a really cool DC logo version out there for the folks that like to hunt the rarer stuff. Next up, also from the dollar bins, Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 1 from June of 1992. This is by Alan Grant and Norm Breyfogle. This is the first appearance of Victor Zsasz, who we saw in both Batman Begins and the Birds of Prey films. It's also the first appearance of Jeremiah Arkham, who later becomes the second Black Mask. Now, this book was heavily printed, but this is a really clean potential 9.6, 9.8 copy with a press, and near mint copies routinely fetch $6 to $10 online. So for 50 cents, I was happy to grab another copy. There's also a newsstand of this for those that like to hunt, and that is the way to go on these heavily overprinted books, generally, unless you're picking them from the 50-cent bin. All right, next up is Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1. This is from October 2015. It's the first appearance of Glyph, and also features Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing, or Ted as he prefers, both of whom I'm sure we'll see more of in the MCU. Now, this book goes for $5 to $6 online, so for $3, I was happy to grab one just on speculation. This book has some really great variants, including a Scotty Young, a 1 in 10, a 1 in 20, a 1 in 25, and a hip hop variant too. If you see any of those at half of fair market value, I'd just grab them and put them away. Next up is Gotham Academy #1 from December 2014. This is the first issue with all the first appearances, similar to Young Avengers 1 or Strange Academy 1, or if you're old school, Giant Size X-Men #1. Gotham Academy could be developed for the small screen as a fun teenage crime drama peripheral to the Batman ecosystem and would make, I think, a fine show. So I want a copy or two of these hanging around for speculation. They routinely sell online for $5 to $10 each, so when I grabbed this, and I thought it was $5, the clerk had said when we walked in that everything was 50% off up to $10, which as I was picking, I thought included $10, but obviously up to does not include. Still, it was 20% off, so I paid $8, which I'm okay with given the potential for this book. It does have a scarce second printing, as well as a 1 in 25 if you want to hunt those harder to find variants. The next book, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, number 5 from July 2013, is one that I'm always hunting for. I'm a huge fan of Angela, and I think she would be amazing in the MCU, either as part of the Thor franchise or as part of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. I don't think either is happening anytime soon, but this is her first full appearance in the Marvel 616, and she's featured very prominently on this really great cover. Near mint copies routinely go for $15 to $25 online, so even at $8, I was very happy to grab this copy. There are at least 10 variant covers for this book, all of which feature incredible art. I really love the retro look of the 1 in 50 homage to the old EC Weird Science Fantasy series, but unfortunately it doesn't feature Angela. So I think the best one of all the variants for discerning collectors is the 1 in 25, or perhaps one of the store variants that tickle your fancy. Next up, I grabbed 2 copies of the Excalibur Special Edition from December of 1987. This is a square-bound one-shot. It has no number. It's the first appearance of Excalibur by Chris Claremont and Alan Davis. It's a fun origin featuring beautiful Alan Davis art and some of the most beloved X-Men characters. And if Excalibur ever comes to the MCU one day, this will be the book to have. It regularly sells for over $10 online and up to $30 occasionally for this first printing. There is an even rarer version of this that does not have a price here. It's just art. And that one can go for close to $100. But there's also later printings where the prices are higher than $3.25. So you want to watch out and avoid those. So either this version here with the $3.25 or the no price are the variants you want. And again, for $8, I'm happy to grab 2 copies of this, throw them in my collection, and just kind of forget about them until we see Excalibur in the MCU. Next up, I grabbed a copy of this Hulk #1 from December 2016. This is the Hulk series featuring Jennifer Walters. This cover A goes for $6 to $8 online, so I was happy to grab one for $2. This book has 19 variant covers, including a J. Scott Campbell, the Raza Hip Hop, and my personal favorite, the Ed McGuinness Hulk 181 homage cover with X-23 and She-Hulk. If you want to hunt some of the more difficult variants, there's actually even 3 different Ed McGuinness variants. Next up, I grabbed 2 copies of Midnight Suns Unlimited #1. And this is from April 1993. It's all but confirmed that the Midnight Suns are coming to the MCU, and this is the first self-titled series. It ran bi-monthly for 9 total issues from 1993 to 1995. The last 2 issues were really underprinted and they're very difficult to find. Buy them if you see them for anything less than $5 a piece. Issue 1 here goes for $4 to $6 online, but I'm buying it here for $2, which is half of the original $3.95 cover price. It's cheap speculation. It has this stunning painted cover by Mark Texiera. There is a newsstand of this as well, and an Australian price variant if you like to hunt the exotic stuff. Last book I grabbed from this shop was this Green Lantern #0 from November of 2012. This book features the origin of Simon Baz, and it's his first cover. It's like an $8 to $10 book online. I'm not sure if the Green Lantern project at DC is still going to happen. If it does, I don't know whether or not it'll actually feature Simon Baz as was originally planned. But for $2, I'm gonna buy this little minor key at less than cover price. I'll keep buying them as long as I keep finding them. This one does have a newsstand variant. It has a 1 in 25, and there's a cool little combo pack variant from when DC was first offering digital editions with their print comics. I always pick this when I see it from the dollar bins, so I already have a few of these, and I have found a combo pack variant, and I do have a 1 in 25 as well. So if this does happen, I'm all set. Well, that was the last book I grabbed from this shop. I did visit a few others, so we'll do a few more videos like this. I hope you enjoyed this short little comic haul video. And if you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and check out more content just like this. And until next time, happy hunting and take care of one another.